Waves are not measured in feet and inches, they are measured in increments of fear. Welcome, dear listener, to Sleep to Surf, where the ocean becomes a gentle teacher and the night becomes a quiet shore. Settle your body as if you were lying in warm sand after a long paddle. Let your jaw soften, let your shoulders drop like a sail easing in a tender offshore breeze. Tonight we travel to Nazaré, the cathedral of moving water, where winter swells rise like mountains and the horizon holds its breath. This is the tale of a 60-foot day, not as loud spectacle but as sacred testimony. We will drift through true moments, tow teams threading foam, rescue skis turning into lifeboats, wipeouts that felt like being folded inside thunder, and titles earned not by domination, but by patience, courage, and humility before something larger. In these stories, the sea is not an enemy. It is mercy with teeth, beauty with weight, grace that can lift or lay you down. As you listen, imagine the lighthouse on the cliff watching in steady silence. Imagine the deep blue hush beyond the break, where the swell gathers its long, slow sentences. With every breath, let your thoughts unspool like kelp in a current. You are safe here. We will witness the wave's bright face, and we will honor it gently, letting wonder and peace share the same board. Now, breathe in and out. Let the night carry you toward the water's calm heart. If sleep comes quickly, let it come. If wakefulness lingers, let it linger without blame. Somewhere far across the dark, Nazaré is still breathing, swell after swell, teaching the same lesson. Effort, then release. Tonight we listen, and we let the sea finish the story for us in a slow, faithful rhythm. Out beyond the sandbar, where the water turns deep and the horizon breathes, courage is often quiet. In Nazaré on a clean winter morning, tow teams scan the canyon of the swell, reading lines like scripture before the first set rises. A 60-foot face gathers and every choice matters. Angle, speed, distance, trust. In that moment, the jet ski becomes a covenant between friends, a promise to return. The ocean feels like a vast altar, not for conquest, but for humility and care. If your mind is racing, picture the lighthouse blinking once, then waiting. Let salt on your lips become a small prayer. The set passes, you float, you rest softly, and the deep blue hush returns again. Patience is a board you stand on before you ever stand on water. In Nazaré, crews wait at Praia do Norte while the wind steadies, watching peaks feather and fade along the reef. A 60-foot day is built from small pauses, a hand on the throttle, a nod between partners, a breath held until the line is clear. The canyon swell arrives with slow authority, and the channel becomes a corridor of listening. In the spirit, patience is an open palm, trust in timing more than force. Let your thoughts line up like sets on the horizon. Let them come. Let them pass. You are not late. Feel the moonlight lay a silver path home. You are simply floating in the right moment, softly. A wipeout is not failure. It is the ocean teaching surrender without shame. When a rider drops late at Nazaré and the lip throws heavy, the world turns to white roar, and the body is rolled like driftwood in thunder. Ski teams hover in the channel, counting seconds, scanning foam for a vest, a hand, a breath. In that churn, surrender becomes skill. Soften the spine, protect the head, trust the flotation, let the wave finish speaking. As a symbol, the sea is mercy with muscle, showing how release can save a life. Tonight, loosen what you have been gripping day. Breathe out and let the weight wash away. Even the water passes, rest in the after-hush quietly. Courage sometimes looks like turning away before the drop. On Nazaré sets, the face stands too wide, the trough too deep, the exit too far, and wisdom is a quiet pull-up. From the cliff it may seem like hesitation, but inside the moving water it is discernment, knowing limits, honouring the team, honouring the body. Big wave riders survive by saying no at the right time, saving energy for a cleaner line that will come. As a symbol, the horizon is a promise that timing is part of faith. If you feel urged to prove tonight, let that urge soften. Receive the simple blessing of enough. Feel the offshore breeze cool your forehead. Let the next set roll by without you. You are held and you can rest. Rescue is love moving fast through chaos. When a surfer vanishes in Nazaré's foam, a jet ski threads white water, guided by hand signals and steady radio calls. The rescuer leans low, reads the texture of the swell, and reaches into turbulence to pull someone back to breath. Often the board is gone, but the will to live glows under the surface, waiting for contact. As a symbol, the rescue sled is a small arc, reminding us that mercy has hands and timing. Tonight, remember the people who have steadied you. A friend, a parent, a teacher, a quiet stranger. Let gratitude warm your chest like lantern light. Breathe slowly and feel help surrounding you. Nothing has to be earned right now. Drift into safety, softly. Dawn in Nazaré arrives like a quiet hymn, pink and gold over the cliff, while the sea keeps its deeper blue. Cameras wake, but the real work happens lower. Waxed boards, tightened vests, tow ropes coiled like sleeping serpents. A 60-foot day is decided before the first drop, in preparation that feels like prayer. Riders watch swell lines stack in the canyon, learning which peaks breathe clean and which close like doors. The lighthouse blinks once, as if blessing the lineup. Spiritually, preparation is respect. You don't rush the sea, you meet it ready. Tonight, let readiness be simple. One slow inhale, one softer exhale, and a gentle release of worry. Feel the tide hold you like a hand. Drift and rest quietly. Some titles are carved by returning, not by winning. In Nazaré, a surfer who once met the reef hard and left the water bruised and broken comes back seasons later, stronger in the heart than in the headlines. On another 60-foot morning, she is towed into a clean wall, knees steady, eyes fixed on the open shoulder, and the crowd's noise becomes distant, like gulls in fog. The ocean remembers everything, yet it also forgives. As a symbol, her comeback is resurrection in salt, proof that fear can be carried without being obeyed. If you are healing from something unseen, let this be your lantern. You can return slowly. You can rest between sets. Let your breath be the ribbon of courage and soften into peace. Trust is the invisible rope that holds when foam erases the world. On a big Nazaré day, rider and driver move like one mind. Hand signals, quick glances, a shared map of the channel's safe water. The ski accelerates, the tow line tightens, and the surfer rises into speed at the exact edge of chaos. When the wave stands tall, the driver peels away, praying with throttle and distance, ready to return if the ocean closes. Spiritually, this partnership is a parable. We are not meant to face every wall alone. Tonight, picture someone steady beside you, even if only in memory. Let that presence quiet your chest, like moonlight on moving water. Receive the simple grace of being supported and let your thoughts glide softly. Underwater, time becomes a slow drum, and the lesson is to stay gentle inside the dark. In Nazaré's whitewater, a 2-wave hold down can feel like a whole lifetime, and yet it isn't. The turbulence tugging at ankles, the sound a low roar of thunder. Surfers are taught to make peace with seconds. Relax the hands, tuck the chin, wait for the lift. Trust the vest if it blooms. When the surface finally finds you, air tastes like mercy. Spiritually, this is how endurance grows, by softening instead of fighting. Tonight, if worries try to pull you under, count 1 breath in, 1 breath out, as if you're floating in a calm pool. The wave will pass, the quiet will return. Rest gently. In the cliffside wind, wonder rises before fear, because the sea is magnificent even when it is severe. At Nazaré, the canyon's swell marches in like dark blue hills, each one crowned with pale spray, and the whole ocean seems to breathe through the rocks. Riders float in the channel, tiny against the scale, listening for the next set's slow approach in the deep blue hush. The wave is not just water, it is weather, gravity and time braided together. Spiritually, awe opens the heart and teaches humility, tenderly. It reminds us strength is borrowed, and every breath is a gift returned by grace again. Tonight, widen your breath like the horizon, let your thoughts pass like seabirds over foam, and settle into quiet rest. Sometimes the bravest act is choosing the safer line, the one that leaves room for return. On a 60-foot day, Nazaré's inside can look tempting, but it hides the reef and the closing section, where foam becomes a heavy door. Experienced surfers angle wider, even if it means a longer glide, even if it means less applause from shore. A spotter watches from the cliff, pointing toward clean water, and rescue skis idle nearby. They honour the channel, the ski path and the rescue distance, keeping a margin that protects breath. Spiritually, that open shoulder is wisdom, a quiet mercy that says live to paddle again. Tonight, give yourself room too, space between thoughts, space between heartbeats, and let your mind open gently into rest. When the tow rope snaps, the lesson is simple: adapt and keep breathing. In Nazaré's surge, sudden slack can steal momentum, and momentum matters on a steep wall of moving water. The driver circles back through foam, the rider lifts an arm, a spare line is offered, and the team resets without panic, because panic wastes air and time. On the radio, voices stay low, like prayers in wind, and the lighthouse blinks before the next set rises. The swell keeps arriving, so they move with it calmly again and again. Spiritually, a broken plan is not a broken promise. It is redirection within the same calling. Tonight, if something feels undone, bless the pause, adjust softly, and let peace return to you. After the drop, there's a moment where the wave holds you like a cradle, and everything becomes simple. At Nazaré, a clean face can smooth into a long corridor, the board humming, the spray feathering behind like a pale veil. Knees soften, arms settle, and the heart finds a steady drum inside the roar. For a few seconds, the lip stays behind you, and the channel opens ahead, glassy and blue under moonglow as time slows to prayer. This is effort turning into release. Paddle, then glide, commit, then let the water carry you. Spiritually, that glide is faith made visible, trusting the unseen shape beneath your feet. Tonight, let your body be carried by breath and drift toward. Sleep softly. Foam can look like chaos, but inside it there are pathways for those who listen. Nazaré's white water is thick and fast, yet rescue drivers learn to read its texture, where it boils, where it thins, where the channel breathes open for a heartbeat. On a 60-foot day, a surfer pops up dazed and the ski arrives like a quiet guardian, timing the approach between surges. A hand reaches out, a vest is gripped, and the sled becomes a moving island. Spiritually, this is guidance in turmoil. Even when the mind is loud, there are small openings to peace. Tonight, look for the opening in your own thoughts, a quiet sentence, a softer breath. Let it widen. Let it carry you toward rest, gently. The ocean teaches humility by being larger than your story. At Nazaré, champions and newcomers all appear the same from the cliff. Tiny figures on a vast breathing wall. Titles matter, but they don't change the wave's weight or the reef's patience beneath the foam. When the swell peaks at 60 feet, everyone watches with the same reverence, because nature does not flatter and it does not mock, it simply moves. Spiritually, humility is relief. You do not have to hold the world alone. You can be small and still be loved. Tonight, let your worries shrink against the horizon. Let the deep blue hush remind you that life is held by something wider than fear. Breathe, soften, and rest. A board can be replaced, breath cannot, and big wave surfers never forget this order. In Nazaré, wipeouts, boards snap, leashes stretch, fins disappear into foam. And yet the team's first question is always the same. Where is the person? Spotters scan the surface for a helmet, a vest, an arm breaking through white water like a small flag of hope. A ski circles ready to pull someone into air. Spiritually, this is a lesson in priorities. What matters most is alive, not perfect. Tonight, release the need to be flawless. Choose breath, warmth, gentleness. Let the sea wash your mind of harsh standards. You are here, and that is enough. Rest softly as the tide keeps breathing. Between sets, there is a silence that feels like a chapel, even in Nazaré's wild arena. After a huge wave detonates on the inside, the ocean briefly smooths, leaving only ripples and distant spray. Riders float in the channel, listening for the next arrival, and the cliffside wind carries the cry of seabirds like a thin hymn. In that pause, hearts slow, hands relax, and gratitude becomes something you can almost see, hovering in the air. Spiritually, these pauses are invitations. Notice the calm that appears without being forced. Tonight, you are in that pause. Let your breath lengthen. Let your thoughts settle like sand. The next set is not your concern. You can rest quietly. Night is rare at Nazaré, yet night is always present. The dark beneath every wave, the unknown under every glide. On a 60-foot day, clouds dim the afternoon until the sea turns ink blue and riders feel the canyon's depth in their ribs. Spotters keep watch from the cliff, and skis keep engines warm, because darkness is also the moment you can't see your exit. Spiritually, this teaches gentle trust. You don't need perfect sight to keep moving. You need steady breath and a faithful partner nearby. Tonight, let your worries be distant shoreline lights. Let the ocean's hush gather them, then carry them away. The lighthouse blinks once, slow and sure, reminding you that you are held. Float with the next exhale and rest. A breath hold is not a battle, it is a quiet agreement with time. When Nazaré delivers a long hold down, the body wants to thrash, but the trained surfer yields. Arms tucked, jaw loose, thoughts counted slow like prayer beads. Vests wait to bloom and rescue eyes wait above, patient as stars, reading foam for a sign of life. In that suspended space, the sea teaches that calm saves oxygen and calm saves life. Spiritually, it is the same with worry. Struggling makes it heavier, but softness lets it pass. Tonight, practice kindness to your lungs. Inhale gently, exhale longer, and trust the surface will find you again. Even now, the tide of your breath returns, steady and faithful. Let stillness cradle you into sleep. Even the fiercest wave has a shoulder where kindness lives. At Nazaré, some faces stand vertical and punishing, yet a clean line can open, offering a path that feels almost merciful. The rider angles across, spray lifting like incense, and the roar becomes a steady hum beneath the board. From the cliff, the wave looks monstrous. From within it, there is a corridor of order, a law of flow. Spiritually, this is hope. Inside hard days, a softer route can appear, and you are allowed to choose it. Tonight, don't meet every thought head on. Angle gently. Glide along the open water of your breath. The horizon stays wide and quiet. Feel moonlight on foam, and let your heart arrive safely, unhurried, into rest. After rescue, after coughing and trembling, there is often a moment of laughter, small, stunned and holy. In Nazaré's channel, a surfer pulled onto the sled may spit seawater, blink at the sky, and grin through fear because breath has returned. Teammates exchange a quiet touch on the shoulder, not triumph, but gratitude, as the ski noses toward calmer water. The cliffside crowd cheers, yet the deeper celebration is internal. The body is still here, the spirit still willing. Spiritually, survival is a prayer answered in ordinary air, a reminder that mercy can arrive fast. Tonight, receive that mercy in simple breaths. Let relief loosen your muscles. A soft offshore breeze cools your forehead now. Let your mind smile once, then drift towards sleep. The sea's power is honest, and honesty can be comforting. At Nazaré, a 60-foot day doesn't pretend to be gentle. It shows its teeth in the spray and its weight in the boom against the cliff. Riders respect that truth by preparing, by watching, by entering only when the line is clear. Rescue teams respect it too, staying wide, timing their runs, never rushing the foam. Spiritually, honesty is the same kind of mercy. It tells you what is real so you can rest inside reality, not illusion. Tonight, let your heart name what it feels without judgment. Tired, hopeful, heavy, light. Whatever it is, let it be. Like the tide, it can move without you forcing it. Breathe and allow your body to soften into quiet rest. In the channel, even the engine sound becomes part of the lullaby, steady, low and reassuring. Nazaré tow teams idle between sets, letting the skis float in place while spotters watch the horizon. The water in the channel is darker and calmer, a ribbon of peace beside the roaring inside. Riders sit on boards, legs dangling, feeling the ocean's pulse under them like a slow drum. Spiritually, this channel is sanctuary, a place to pause without quitting, to breathe without proving. Tonight, imagine you are in that channel. The world's noise is on the far side of foam. Here, the water is smooth. Let your breath match the gentle idle of a patient engine. Nothing is urgent. Rest can be your bravery now. Float and let sleep draw near. A lighthouse doesn't fight the storm. It simply keeps shining, and that is enough. Above Nazaré, the beacon stands firm on the cliff, watching days when the sea is glass and days when it is a moving mountain range. On a 60-foot swell, riders glance up and see that steady pulse, a reminder of direction, of home, of something faithful beyond the break. Even when fog drifts in, the light continues, and rescue teams use it as a quiet landmark in chaos. Spiritually, that light is your inner promise. You don't have to be loud to be strong, you only have to endure. Tonight, let your breathing be your lighthouse, steady, soft, repeating. With each exhale, send a beam of peace across your thoughts. The ocean listens. You rest. Sometimes the ocean grants a miracle line. And the miracle is not survival alone, but beauty. At Nazaré, a rider is towed into a perfect wall, the face smooth as polished stone, the lip feathering with delicate spray. The board draws a clean arc, and for a moment the entire scene is quiet inside the roar. Foam like lace, sky like soft coral, horizon like a promise. From shore it looks like drama, from within it feels like communion. Spiritually, beauty reminds you life is more than struggle. It is also gift, also glow. Tonight, let your mind replay one beautiful moment from your own life. A sunrise, a kind word, a safe embrace. Hold it lightly, like a shell in your palm, then release and rest. Fear arrives like a set wave, visible, loud and temporary. On Nazaré days, even experienced surfers feel it rise when the horizon darkens and the next peak stands taller than expected. Hands tighten, heart speed up, and then training takes over. Check the vest, check the toe, find the channel, breathe low and slow. Fear is acknowledged, not worshipped. Spiritually, fear is a visitor, not a ruler. It can speak, but it doesn't get to steer the board. Tonight, if fear taps your chest, greet it gently. Say, I see you. Then return to breath, as if returning to the lineup after a long paddle. The tide keeps moving. Your body is safe here. Let the fear pass like foam and settle into sleep, quietly. In Nazaré, the ocean is a teacher of timing, and timing is a kind of grace. Tow teams watch the horizon for the right bump, the one that will shape clean, not crumble into chaos. Too early and the wave folds, too late and it becomes a wall without an exit. The driver accelerates at the exact moment the swell begins to stand, and the rider rises into speed, feet finding balance as if the sea itself is guiding them. Spiritually, this is how life often works. Doors open when you stop forcing them and start listening. Tonight, you don't have to chase the perfect moment. Let the moment arrive around you like tide. Breathe in, breathe out. The night is already a gentle door opening into rest. When a surfer disappears, the whole lineup becomes a single heart. At Nazaré, spotters on the cliff lean forward, skis turn sharply, and other surfers hold position, making space for rescue. Radios speak in short, calm phrases, and the channel becomes a corridor of attention. Then a helmet breaks through foam, a hand lifts, and relief spreads like warm light across cold air. In that instant, you feel the beauty of the human spirit, how quickly we become family when the sea reminds us what matters. Spiritually, this is community as mercy, love showing up with speed and steadiness. Tonight, let yourself feel supported, even by unseen hands, memory, hope, prayer, breath. You are not alone in the water of your life. Rest in that belonging, softly. The reef beneath Nazaré is patient, and patience can be frightening, yet it can also be grounding. Riders know the rock is there, unmoving, while the ocean above performs its endless dance. This knowledge makes them humble. They keep distance. They respect the inside. They honor the risk with preparation. The reef is a reminder that some things in life are fixed. Consequences limit reality, and accepting them can bring peace. Spiritually, the reef is wisdom's backbone. It says don't pretend the ocean is small, learn to move with it. Tonight, accept one limit kindly. You can't solve everything now. You can't carry every weight tonight. Let that truth steady you like bedrock beneath a calm tide. Exhale and feel your body sink into safety. A clean exit is a blessing, and blessings are often quiet. On a 60-foot day, the best rides at Nazaré aren't always the loudest. They are the ones where the surfer finds the shoulder, glides out and disappears into the channel with no drama. Just breath, just balance, just return. The ski circles close, ready, but not needed. And the rider's face holds that soft expression of gratitude only survival can carve. Spiritually, this is deliverance without spectacle. A door opening, a danger passing, a heart returning to calm. Tonight, imagine yourself gliding out of a heavy moment, not by force, but by grace. The foam fades behind you, the water smooths, you are safe. Let your eyelids grow heavy like warm sand. Rest quietly. Even the sea has rhythms, and rhythms are a lullaby for the soul. Nazaré's sets arrive in pulses, 3, 4, 5 waves marching in. Then a pause where the ocean inhales. Teams learn to trust these patterns. They time rescues between swells. They choose their drops when the interval is kind. They rest when the ocean rests. Spiritually, this is an invitation to live in cadence instead of strain. You are not meant to be constant. You are meant to ebb and flow. Tonight, let yourself ebb. Let the night be your low tide, pulling effort back into quiet. Inhale like the sea's slow rising. Exhale like foam dissolving on shore. Let this rhythm carry you towards sleep, gently, steadily, until you forget to try. A helmet, a vest, a partner. These are humble objects, yet on a 60-foot day they become sacred. At Nazaré, safety gear is not vanity, it is reverence for breath. The inflatable vest waits like a folded prayer, ready to bloom when darkness pulls a body down. The helmet guards the mind, the tow rope ties trust between friends, and the ski stays close like a shepherd near the flock. Spiritually, these tools remind us that faith is not reckless. It prepares, it protects, it honors the fragile gift of being alive. Tonight, let your own small protections comfort you. A blanket, a pillow, a quiet room, a steady breath. You are cared for in ordinary ways. Let that care be enough. Float into rest softly. Sometimes the wave you fear becomes the wave that teaches you who you are. In Nazaré's canyon, a surfer watches a massive peak rise, heart pounding, mind whispering doubt. The tow begins, speed builds, and suddenly the board is on a face that looks like a blue cliff. For a second, the world narrows to balance and breath. Then the line appears, clean shoulder, open water, and the rider glides into it, discovering steadiness inside the storm. Spiritually, this is transformation. Fear turned into witness, pressure turned into prayer. Tonight, you don't have to chase a bigger wave, but you can remember you've already survived many. Let that memory warm you like sunset coral on the water. Breathe gently. Let your spirit settle into the truth that you are stronger than your doubts, and you can rest now. In the roar of Nazaré, communication becomes sacred because it keeps people alive. Spotters use hand signals from the cliff, pointing to sets, warning of closing sections, guiding skis toward a surfer in trouble. Radios carry calm voices across wind, short phrases that cut through chaos. Hold, wait, go. This quiet coordination is love made practical, like a psalm sung under breath. Spiritually, it reminds us that clarity can be mercy. Simple words can save hearts from drowning in confusion. Tonight, speak one simple phrase to yourself: I am safe, or I can rest. Let it land gently, like a board settling on glassy water. Repeat it once more. The ocean hush accepts it. Your thoughts slow. Your eyelids soften. Drift. The cliff at Nazaré holds the watchers, and the watchers hold the surfers with attention. Families, friends, photographers, lifeguards, many eyes scan the sea, not as spectacle but as vigilance. When a wipeout happens, some hands clasp in prayer, some mouths call out a name, and some simply stare, willing the ocean to give the surfer back. This is the beauty of the human spirit too, the way love becomes focused light. Spiritually, being watched with care is a reminder that your life matters even when you feel small. Tonight, imagine a gentle presence watching over you, not judging, only guarding. Like a lighthouse, it keeps steady. Let that unseen care soften the tight places in your chest. You don't have to perform, you only have to breathe. Rest softly. Foam on the shoreline can look like celebration, like lace spread over sand, and even on big days it whispers beauty. After the detonations and the rescues, the sea still sends small gifts to the beach. Shells, seaweed, sparkling bubbles under moon glow. Nazaré is fierce, yes, but it is also tender in details. Surfers notice this, the way light hits spray, the way gulls glide low, the way the water briefly turns glass before the next set arrives. Spiritually, tenderness in harsh places is a reminder that grace hides everywhere, waiting to be noticed. Tonight, notice something small: the warmth of your blanket, the steadiness of your breath, the quiet in the room. Let the small thing become your anchor. The ocean of your mind settles. Sleep approaches like a gentle tide, unhurried. A toe-in start is a leap of trust, but the trust is practiced, not magical. In Nazaré's channel, the ski pulls forward, the rope tightens and the surfer holds a calm stance. Knees bent, shoulders loose, eyes soft on the approaching wall. The moment the wave lifts, the rider releases the rope and the ocean takes over, carrying board and body into speed. Its effort, then release, in one smooth breath. Spiritually, this is surrender without defeat. You do your part, and then you allow life to carry you. Tonight, do the small effort of letting your body soften, then release the rest. Let your breathing glide without forcing. The night is a clean face, open and wide, and you are allowed to ride it into sleep. When someone earns a title at Nazaré, the true crown is often gratitude. The crowd may cheer, cameras may flash, yet the surfer who makes the wave usually looks back at the ocean with reverence, not arrogance. They know the sea granted a line, the team granted safety, and survival granted another day to love the water. In the aftermath, they thank drivers, spotters, lifeguards, every quiet hand that made the moment possible. Spiritually, this is how the soul stays humble. It recognizes gifts, it remembers dependence, it bows without shame. Tonight, let your mind bow too, not in heaviness but in thanks. Thank your lungs for breathing, thank your heart for beating. Thank the night for covering you like a soft shawl. Gratitude smooths the mind like glassy water. Rest now. A broken leash in Nazaré is a reminder that control can vanish in a heartbeat. When a wipeout snaps the connection, the board shoots away like a fleeing bird, and the surfer rises alone among the foam, surrounded by moving walls. In that moment, training becomes simple prayer. Stay calm, find the channel, signal the ski, conserve breath. The ocean may take your tools, but it cannot take your next inhale. Spiritually, this is resilience, finding peace without needing everything to go as planned. Tonight, if you feel unmoored, let your breath be your leash. It stays with you. Inhale gently, exhale longer, and imagine the channel opening in your mind. Dark, smooth water beside the roar. Drift there, let safety return softly. There are moments when the ocean feels like a living sermon, preaching without words. At Nazaré, the canyon swell rises and the whole coastline seems to listen. Cliffs, lighthouse, wind, seabirds, human hearts. The wave stands tall, throws heavy spray and then collapses with a thunder that shakes the chest. And after that, there is stillness again, as if the sea has spoken and now invites silence. Spiritually, this teaches the holy rhythm: power, then quiet, awe, then peace, effort, then release. Tonight, you're in the quiet part. Let the sermon end. Let silence begin. Feel your body heavy and safe, like a board resting between sets. The horizon is wide, the night is kind. Rest, and let your thoughts dissolve like foam. A successful rescue often starts with stillness. Someone choosing calm in the middle of chaos. Nazaré, a driver, doesn't rush into whitewater blindly. They wait for a gap, read the swell, then move with precision. A rescuer's eyes stay soft and wide, scanning for the smallest sign. A bubble trail, a flashing vest, a hand lifted once. This calm is not cold, it is love disciplined into focus. Spiritually, this is how we care for ourselves too. We slow down to find the real need, the real next step. Tonight, give yourself that same rescue calm. Scan your body gently, unclench the jaw, lower the shoulders. Let your breath be the sled that carries you towards shore. You don't have to fight the foam of your thoughts. You can wait, then glide into rest. On the biggest days, the ocean teaches that bravery can be gentle, not loud. In Nazaré, a surfer saves strength, letting the ski pull, letting the wave do the heavy speaking. When the face rises, they do not challenge it. They breathe, soften the knees, and let the board find its song. The cliff, the lighthouse, and the wind all. Watch in quiet consent because survival prefers calm hands. Spiritually, gentle bravery is trusting without forcing, stepping forward without hardening. Tonight, let your courage be simple. Float on each exhale, rest softly. Picture sunrise gold on the cliff and a calm channel beside the roar. Feel your shoulders loosen like sand. The ocean holds you, and the night holds you, and you drift. Sometimes the sea says no, and that refusal is also a gift. At Nazaré, the swell can turn thick, the wind can cross, and the peaks can close like heavy doors. So wise teams stand down on the sand. Skis idle near shore, boards stay waxed but unused, and the cliff becomes a place of watching, not chasing. It matters because survival is built from restraint, from honoring limits before they become tragedy. Spiritually, a closed door can be protection, a hand steering you away from harm. Tonight, if something has not happened yet, let it be unfinished without bitterness. Listen to the hush between sets and let your breath be the answer. You can wait, you can rest, the horizon will return. After a heavy session, the body remembers the sea in small aches, and those aches become testimony. In Nazaré, surfers peel off wetsuits with trembling hands, salt drying on skin, shoulders sore from bracing against power. They wrap in towels, sip something warm, and share few words because the wave has emptied them. It matters because recovery is part of endurance. No one meets giants again without rest and care. Spiritually, soreness is a gentle reminder. You are human, not iron, and being human is sacred. Tonight, let your muscles soften as if warm water is washing through them. Let gratitude rise for every quiet part that carried you today. Exhale and feel the bed become a steady, calm shoreline, holding you softly. In the evening, when the sets finally soften, the ocean seems to whisper thanks in the language of foam. Nazaré's roar lowers to a deep blue hush, and the beach gleams under silver moon glow, scattered with footprints and quiet gear. The day's rescues, wipeouts and rides settle into memory like shells left by the tide. It matters because endings teach reverence. You leave the water not as a victor, but as a guest allowed to return. Spiritually, the closing swell is a blessing that says, enough for now, and peace can follow effort. Tonight, let your own day set down its weight on the sand. Listen to the far-off break, slow and faithful. Breathe and let sleep roll in gently, wave after wave. There is a moment on the cliff when the crowd goes silent, and the silence is pure respect. At Nazaré, a massive set appears and people stop speaking as the wave rises like a moving wall of blue stone. A surfer is towed in, tiny against the face, and all eyes follow the line because everyone knows what is at stake. Breath, bones, return. It matters because reverence can unite strangers into one listening heart. Spiritually, this silence is worship without words, an acknowledgement of something larger than us. Tonight, let your room become that kind of chapel. Let your thoughts hush. Let your breath be the only sound you need. Inhale like a slow tide. Exhale like foam dissolving. Rest in the sacred quiet. The ocean's cold can sharpen the mind, but it can also soften pride. Nazaré waters in winter bite at the face, and the wind on the cliff feels like a stern teacher. Surfers pull hoods tight, hands numb around boards, and they move carefully because cold steals strength fast. It matters because nature demands humility. Comfort is not guaranteed, and preparation becomes love for your future self. Spiritually, cold is clarity. It strips away pretending and leaves only what is real. Breath, attention, kindness, timing. Tonight, feel the warmth around you instead. A blanket, a still room, a gentle exhale. Let warmth become mercy. Let it loosen what's tight. And remember, you are safe. The sea is far, but its lesson remains. Soften, conserve, endure. Sleep is your shelter now. A clean takeoff at Nazaré begins with surrendering to speed, not resisting it. The ski pulls hard, the wave lifts, and the surfer lets momentum carry them into the drop. Knees relaxed, eyes steady on the open shoulder. If they stiffen, the board chatters. If they soften, the line becomes smooth, like a prayer sliding across glassy water. It matters because big waves reward flow, not force. Spiritually, surrendering to speed is trusting life's movement without panic, letting grace do some of the carrying. Tonight, surrender to the gentle speed of sleep approaching. Don't grip wakefulness. Let your breath pull you forward, and then let go. The horizon widens, the deep blue hush returns. Drift and rest. When a surfer is held down, sometimes the most important thing is the thought they choose. In Nazaré turbulence, the mind can scream, but trained surfers repeat quiet truths. Stay calm, air will come, float up, wait. Rescue teams above. Repeat their own truths. Keep eyes open, time the approach, don't lose the line. It matters because what you repeat becomes your raft in darkness. Spiritually, repeating a gentle truth is prayer, small words that keep the heart from drowning. Tonight, choose one. I am safe, or I can rest. Whisper it inwardly as you breathe. Let the phrase drift through you like warm current. The foam of thought thins, the channel opens. You float in quiet. Sleep comes closer. The final wave before the midpoint carries a lesson of gratitude for survival itself. On a 60-foot day, Nazaré riders often look back at the cliff after a heavy ride, seeing the lighthouse, the watching crowd, the wild coast, and feeling a calm astonishment. I am still here. It matters because every safe return is a gift, not a guarantee. In the sea's presence, ego fades and what remains is simple thankfulness. Breath in, breath out, heart steady, friends near. Spiritually, gratitude is the softest strength. It turns fear into reverence and struggle into meaning. Tonight, let gratitude settle in your chest like a warm stone. You've made it through much already. You can stop paddling now. Let the ocean of the night carry you into the quiet center. In the middle of this long night by the sea, we pause where the water is calmest. Imagine you are floating in the channel at Nazaré, beyond the white roar, where the ocean turns dark and smooth as velvet. The cliff is only a shadow now, and the lighthouse is a slow heartbeat of light. Nothing is chasing you here. Nothing is asking you to prove yourself. Let your breath become tide. Inhale and feel the chest widen like the horizon. Exhale and feel the shoulders drop, soft as seaweed in a gentle current. If thoughts rise like sets, let them rise. Watch them feather, then fade. You don't have to paddle toward them. You don't have to meet them at the peak. Hear the hush of the break as a distant hymn. Hear your own pulse as a quiet drum. Somewhere, in the dark, a swell still travels across the Atlantic, patient and unseen, and even that great movement arrives without hurry. Tonight, you are allowed to arrive the same way. Place a hand over your heart, if it feels good, and thank it for carrying you through storms and sunlight, through effort and release. Let gratitude be warm in your ribs. Let mercy be cool on your forehead. Let sleep be a friendly shoreline. If you have been carrying heavy things, imagine placing them in the water beside you. Watch them float away, becoming smaller until they are starlight, drifting. And remember this gentle truth, spoken like a blessing in salt air. You don't have to catch every wave tonight. You are here to rest. Let the words sink below the surface. Let them settle. The ocean will keep breathing without you. The world can wait. You are safe. You are held. Drift now, deeper into peace, quietly. After the quiet center, the ocean resumes its gentle teaching, one set at a time. At Nazaré, tow teams return to position, eyes on the horizon, as evening light fades into deep cobalt and the cliff becomes a soft silhouette. A smaller yet still serious wave arrives, and a rider chooses a patient line, angling for the channel instead of the roaring inside. It matters because survival is often this simple. Choose space, choose breath, choose return. Spiritually, the open shoulder is a promise. There's always a way through if you stop forcing the steepest part. Tonight, let your mind take the safer line. Exhale, glide, and feel the water smooth beneath you. Rest comes quietly as the tide keeps breathing. Sometimes the bravest thing on a 60-foot day is to wait for the lull between giants. In Nazaré, sets arrive like marching mountains, and drivers hold the skis steady, keeping the channel clear while the inside detonates. A surfer watches foam lines and wind texture, feeling the ocean's tempo, then nods when the interval opens like a quiet doorway. The tow begins smooth and controlled, and the drop is taken only when the face is clean enough to honor life. Spiritually, waiting is faithful listening, trusting timing more than urgency. Tonight, wait with your own breath. No rush now. Inhale as the sea rises, exhale as it releases. Let the next thought roll through without chasing it. You are allowed to pause and still be brave, drift and rest softly. A fall can teach tenderness, especially when it ends with helping hands. At Nazaré, a rider catches a rail, the board skips, and the wave folds them into white water like thunder wrapped in foam. When they surface, coughing salt, the rescue ski circles close but careful, waiting for the right gap. The rescuer reaches out, steady as shoreline rock, and the surfer grips the sled, letting strength return in small, grateful steps. It matters because survival is shared. Spotters, drivers, lifeguards and friends moving as one heart. Spiritually, this is mercy with timing. Love arriving with calm precision. Tonight, let yourself be helped by the simple kindness of the night. Gentle, steady, near. Feel the bed receive you. Let your jaw unclench. Rest quietly. The spray at Nazaré can look like incense rising, blessing the air with salt and light. When a big set stands up, the lip feathers, and moon glow turns the mist into shimmering halos drifting above the cliff. Surfers feel that fine rain on their cheeks as they wait in the channel, reminded that power carries gentleness at its edges. It matters because wonder steadies the heart and keeps fear from becoming the only story. Spiritually, spray is grace made visible, tiny droplets of mercy falling without effort. Tonight, imagine that soft mist settling on your thoughts, cooling them, quieting them, under quiet starlight. Let the ocean's hush rinse your mind clean. Breathe in peace, breathe out surrender. Sleep arrives like a slow tide. On the shore, after the heaviest rides, silence returns like a blanket laid over tired shoulders. At Nazaré, wetsuits drip, boards lean against trucks, and teams speak in low voices, replaying moments with gratitude instead of bravado. A rescued surfer sits wrapped in a towel, eyes closed, feeling the simple miracle of air moving easily again. It matters because recovery is part of endurance. The sea asks for respect, and respect includes resting well. Spiritually, this quiet shore is home. Breath, warmth, and being held after the storm. Tonight, let your own recovery begin. Let your hands loosen. Let your eyelids grow heavy. The world can wait beyond the dunes. All well. Hear the tide whispers, and you rest. A swell can travel for days just to reach this one coastline, and that long journey is part of its holiness. Nazaré's giants are born from distant storms, shaped by winds you'll never see, then guided into the canyon by underwater contours like hidden hands. When the wave finally stands at 60 feet, it carries the memory of far oceans and patient time. It matters because it reminds surfers, power is often slow-built, not sudden. Endurance begins long before the moment you notice it. Spiritually, this is a parable of growth. Quiet work beneath the surface, faithful motion toward a purpose. Tonight, let your own slow work be honored. You've traveled far in ways no one can measure. Now you can stop. Let your breath be the final mile, gentle and unforced. Drift into rest softly. Some rescues are miracles of coordination. many small choices woven into one safe return. On a Nazaré wipeout, spotters track the last place a surfer vanished. Drivers time their approach between surges, and another ski holds back to keep the channel open. A vest inflates under foam, lifting the body like a hidden buoy, and hands pull the surfer onto the sled as the next set looms. It matters because survival is often a chorus, not a solo. Spiritually, this is grace made practical, help arriving through teamwork, training, and calm hearts. Tonight, imagine those calm hearts around you. Let them steady your thoughts. You don't need to manage everything alone. Breathe, receive, and let the night carry you like a rescue sled across quiet water. Rest comes gently. When the ocean closes out, it teaches that not every wall has a doorway, and wisdom is knowing this. At Nazaré, some waves run the length of the beach, collapsing in a single roaring curtain with no shoulder to escape. Surfers watch these with respect, choosing to wait rather than force a line that isn't there. It matters because discernment keeps people alive. Not every opportunity is meant to be taken. Spiritually, a closing out wave is a reminder. You can step back without shame. Tonight, if a problem feels like a wall, let it be a wall for now. You are not required to break through it in the dark. Step into the channel of your breath instead. Feel the smooth water beside the roar. Let your mind settle and rest. The ocean's voice changes with distance, and learning that voice is part of survival. In Nazaré, the inside is thunder, but the channel is a lower hum, and far beyond, the swell is almost silent, only a lift beneath the board. Experienced surfers listen for these layers, letting sound guide their choices. It matters because the sea is always speaking, and those who hear it best live longest. Spiritually, your inner life has layers too. Loud worry near shore, quieter truth farther out, deep peace beyond the break. Tonight, paddle inwardly toward that deeper place. Let the loud thoughts stay distant. Listen for the low hum of breath. Feel the gentle lift beneath you. You are floating in the deep blue hush, and sleep is near. After a big ride, the heart often feels strangely tender, as if the ocean rinsed it clean. Nazaré's power strips away small dramas. It leaves only essentials: breath, friendship, gratitude, humility. A surfer who just escaped a heavy hold down may look up at the cliff and smile softly, not because it was easy, but because it was survived with grace. It matters because near the edge, we remember what matters most. Spiritually, tenderness is strength returned in a gentler form, a heart softened by awe. Tonight, let your heart be tender too. You don't need hard edges in bed. Let your chest loosen with each exhale. Let mercy flow through you like warm current. The waves keep breathing out there, and here you rest, quietly. The best big wave riders speak of the ocean as if it were a wise elder, not a trophy. At Nazaré, those who have seen 60-foot faces up close often grow quieter over the years. Eyes soft, movements careful, gratitude steady. They know the canyon can bless or break, and they return with respect, not arrogance. It matters because humility keeps you teachable, and teachable hearts survive longer. Spiritually, reverence is a form of love, recognizing greatness without trying to own it. Tonight, let reverence enter your breathing. Respect your body's need for sleep. Respect your mind's need for quiet. You don't have to dominate the night. You can be a gentle guest in it. Let your eyelids lower like a slow tide, and rest. On a 60-foot day, the horizon can look like it's lifting, as if the ocean is standing up to speak. Nazaré's outer lines darken, then rise, and the cliffside wind carries a change in sound, a deeper note, a warning hymn. Teams turn their heads together, reading the approaching set, and the channel becomes a place of careful positioning. It matters because awareness is survival. You notice early, you move calmly, you keep space for rescue. Spiritually, awareness is also peace, seeing what is coming without panic, trusting your breath to remain steady. Tonight, if tomorrow is on your mind, watch it like a distant set, real, but not here yet. You can float in this moment. Inhale, exhale. The night is smooth water, and you are safe. A jet ski's wake in the channel is a gentle line on dark water, a reminder that motion can be controlled. At Nazaré, drivers practice tight turns and smooth approaches, knowing that roughness can injure or delay rescue. Even in heavy seas, they aim for steadiness, gliding close, matching speed, offering a hand at the right moment. It matters because precision is compassion. Careful movements save lives. Spiritually, your own gentleness can be just as precise. Tonight, move slowly inside yourself. Let your thoughts turn softly, not sharply. Let your breathing be a smooth approach to sleep. If a worry rises, don't crash into it. Circle, match its speed, then let it fade behind you. The channel stays calm. Drift into rest. There are days when Nazaré looks like the end of the world, and yet life continues in small, faithful ways. Seabirds still ride the wind. The lighthouse still blinks. The tide still returns, even after the loudest detonations. Riders still share water bottles and quiet smiles, still check each other's vests, still say, "You good?" It matters, because endurance is built from ordinary care repeated under extraordinary pressure. Spiritually, the ordinary is holy. Small mercies, small choices, small kindnesses that keep the soul afloat. Tonight, let ordinary comfort be your miracle. A pillow under your head, darkness around your eyes, breath moving in and out. Nothing dramatic is required. You are here and you can rest. A wave's face can be terrifying, but it can also be exquisitely smooth, like polished midnight glass. At Nazaré, sometimes the wind turns perfect offshore, grooming the swell into a clean wall, the lip feathering softly instead of exploding. A surfer drops in, and for a heartbeat the wave feels like a quiet corridor carved into power. It matters because beauty can exist inside danger, and noticing beauty keeps fear from ruling the heart. Spiritually, this is grace. The world offering you a smooth path amid heaviness. Tonight, look for smoothness in your breath. Feel the inhale rise clean. Feel the exhale fall softly. Let your mind ride that gentle corridor. The ocean hush surrounds you like velvet. Sleep is a clean face now. Glide. After the biggest sets, the foam drifts away like a white blanket being slowly folded. Nazaré's turbulence doesn't last forever. Even the wildest wash settles and the channel becomes dark and calm again. Surfers use this to reset, checking for injuries, regaining rhythm, sharing signals with the team. It matters because recovery happens in the settling, not the smashing. Spiritually, your life also settles after storms, even if it takes time. Tonight, trust the settling. Let the foam of thought drift away on its own. You don't have to chase it. Feel your breathing widen the calm around you. The tide is turning towards sleep. Let your body be heavy, safe, and still. Rest quietly. In Nazaré, the channel is a promise written in dark water. There is always a way back to breath. Riders and drivers protect it like a sacred corridor, keeping it clear even when excitement rises on the cliff. When a surfer wipes out, skis angle toward that calmer ribbon, timing the pickup so the next set cannot trap them inside. It matters because the channel saves lives. It is space, distance and patience made real. Spiritually, the channel is the quiet place within you that remains calm even when the world breaks loud. Tonight, return to that inner channel. Let your attention rest on the soft tide of breath. Let the roar of thought stay far away. The horizon is wide, the water is smooth. You are held in calm, and sleep can find you gently. A surfer's first breath after a long hold down is like a prayer answered in air. At Nazaré, when someone surfaces after 2 waves, they gasp, cough, spit salt, and then slowly inhale again with steadier calm. Rescue hands steady them on the sled and eyes meet with relief that feels almost sacred. It matters because breath is the simplest miracle, easily forgotten until it is threatened. Spiritually, breath is grace returning wave after wave without asking permission. Tonight, treat your breathing like a blessing. Feel the cool air enter. Feel the warm air leave. Each exhale is an offering. Each inhale is a gift. Let that rhythm soothe your mind until thoughts loosen like kelp and you drift. Titles can be heavy, but humility keeps them light. In Nazaré, a champion may hold records, yet still checks conditions like a beginner, watching swell direction, wind, tide, and rescue readiness. They know the ocean does not recognize fame, and the wave will treat everybody the same. It matters because humility makes room for learning, and learning makes room for survival. Spiritually, humility is a soft kneel of the heart. You don't need to be grand to be worthy. Tonight, set down the titles you wear: strong one, fixer, achiever, caretaker. Let them rest on the sand beside you. You can simply be a breathing human under moonlight. The ocean hush approves. Sleep welcomes you softly. The roar of a detonating wave can shake the ribs, yet inside that roar there is also rhythm. At Nazaré the impact comes, then the echo, then the trailing hiss of foam sliding back, and the sequence repeats like a slow drum line. Riders learn to feel the pattern, to time movement between booms, to trust intervals. It matters because rhythm turns chaos into something readable, and readable becomes survivable. Spiritually, the night has rhythm too. Breath, heartbeat, silence, breath again. Tonight, let that rhythm be your scripture. Listen to the hush between sounds. Let each exhale be a gentle falling away. You are not required to do anything but return to this beat. The ocean and your body agree on one thing: slow is safe. Rest. When the sun lowers, Nazaré's cliff turns amber, and even the wild sea looks briefly tender. The spray catches light like gold dust, and the horizon glows soft coral, as if blessing the day's fierce moments with warmth. Surfers in the channel watch the sky, while they wait, letting beauty calm their nerves. It matters because light can soothe even after fear, reminding the heart that the world is not only harsh. Spiritually, sunset is reassurance. Endings can be gentle, and after effort, there can be peace. Tonight, let your inner sky turn warm. Picture soft gold over dark water. Feel your thoughts quiet like seabirds settling on rock. The day is done. The tide of sleep rises. Drift into it unhurried and rest quietly. In Big Surf, a single calm decision can ripple outward, protecting many lives. At Nazaré, when a driver chooses to pull out early, it keeps the channel open. When a spotter signals a set in time, it prevents a dangerous collision. When a surfer yields a wave, it makes room for rescue. It matters because survival is not only personal bravery, it is collective responsibility, a quiet ethic in moving water. Spiritually, this is love as restraint, choosing what preserves life, even when ego wants more. Tonight, make one calm decision for yourself to stop striving, to let the mind loosen, to allow sleep to come without negotiation. That choice will ripple through your body like warm current, relaxing muscle after muscle. You are safe, you are held, rest. Sometimes the ocean offers a ride that ends not in applause but in silence and tears. At Nazaré, a surfer who has trained for years finally meets the right wave, holds the line, escapes the closeout and reaches the channel alive. The relief can be overwhelming, knees shaking, eyes wet, hands trembling on the board, because the body knows it has stepped near an edge and returned. It matters because returning is the true victory. Spiritually, tears can be gratitude spilling over, the heart rinsed clean by all. Tonight, if emotion sits behind your ribs, let it be there without fear. You don't need to fix it. Let the ocean of your breath wash it gently. Exhale and feel calm widen like the horizon. Sleep can hold you kindly. There is a hush that comes after a rescue, like the sea itself is listening to the survivor breathe. At Nazaré, once the surfer is safely on the sled, the ski noses into calmer water, engines steady, and the whole scene feels quieter, even though waves still pound the inside. It matters because safety changes the sound of the world. When danger eases, even the wind feels softer. Spiritually, this is what peace does. It doesn't erase storms, but it moves you into a protected place beside them. Tonight, imagine you are already on that sled, wrapped in warmth, returning to shore. The roar is behind you, ahead is darkness and calm. Let your breathing be the engine, steady, low, reliable. Drift towards sleep. A wave can humble a strong body in seconds, and that humility can become wisdom. Nazaré's power is not impressed by muscle alone. It asks for timing, technique, and a calm mind. Surfers learn to conserve energy, to keep movement small, to float rather than fight. It matters because strength without softness breaks. Strength with softness endures. Spiritually, this is the lesson of surrender. You become resilient by yielding where you can, and standing only when it matters. Tonight, let softness be your strength. Unclench your hands, relax your tongue, let your breath carry you like a board on gentle swell. The night does not need your performance, it wants your peace. Rest quietly. Even in a place as dramatic as Nazaré, the ocean's most faithful act is simply returning, set after set, tide after tide. No need for applause. Surfers feel this constancy, and it steadies them. The sea will keep moving, whether you ride or watch. It matters because consistency is a kind of comfort. It tells the nervous system, the world has rhythm, the world is held. Spiritually, the returning wave is grace, coming back again and again, even when we are tired. Tonight, let your breath be that returning wave. In, out. Each cycle is a promise that you are cared for. The horizon stays wide. The lighthouse stays steady. And you, dear listener, can let yourself drift into sleep, like a small boat carried by quiet water. On the biggest days, surfers speak more with their eyes than with words. At Nazaré, a glance can ask, "Are you ready?" And another glance can answer, "Not yet." A nod can mean I saw that set, and a raised hand can mean I'm okay. It matters because in heavy water, simplicity keeps people alive. Long speeches don't survive the wind. Spiritually, this teaches that peace also speaks simply. You don't need complicated thoughts tonight. You only need the language of breath. Inhale and let your body understand safety. Exhale and let your mind understand release. If a worry tries to argue, answer it with silence. The ocean's hush is your reply. Rest in that quiet conversation softly. Sometimes the wave breaks a board, and the broken board becomes an offering, proof that the surfer was there and returned. At Nazaré, snapped boards wash into the channel like pale driftwood, and teams retrieve them when they can, not out of pride, but out of respect. It matters because loss is part of survival. You don't leave the ocean unchanged, and the ocean doesn't leave you unchanged. Spiritually, a broken thing can still carry meaning. It can remind you endured. Tonight, if something in you feels cracked, tiredness, disappointment, old grief, hold it gently. You don't have to hide it. Let the sea of breath surround it. Let it float, not sink. You are allowed to be imperfect and still be safe. Drift towards sleep quietly. The sky over Nazaré can shift quickly, blue to grey, calm to wind, yet the ocean keeps teaching the same truths. Riders adjust. They change plans, reposition, sometimes end the session early, honouring the new conditions. It matters because adaptability is survival. Clinging to yesterday's calm can drown you in today's change. Spiritually, adaptability is trust in motion, letting life be fluid while keeping your heart steady. Tonight, let your mind adjust toward rest. If you thought you'd solve everything, release that plan. If you thought you'd stay awake, release that too. The only task is breathing. Let sleep be the new condition you honour. Soften your face. Relax your shoulders. Let the night's wind pass through your thoughts without catching. The tide turns gently toward peace. There is a moment when the wave's face turns translucent, and you can see light inside water. At Nazaré, under the right angle of sun or moon, a massive wall becomes blue-green glass, glowing from within, and the surfer rides along a moving lantern. It matters because even power can be luminous. Even danger can carry beauty. Spiritually, light inside water is hope inside hardship, grace shining through what feels heavy. Tonight, imagine a soft light glowing inside your chest. Not bright, just steady. Let it spread with each inhale, warming ribs, shoulders, forehead. Let it soften every harsh thought. Outside, the ocean keeps breathing under starlight. Inside, your light remains. Drift into sleep with that gentle glow. After a long day, the ocean's sound becomes a distant memory, yet it keeps echoing in the body like a calm drum. Nazaré surfers lie down at night hearing sets in their minds, the boom, the hiss, the hush, until the rhythm blends with their heartbeat. It matters because the sea teaches the nervous system new patterns: respect, patience, recovery. Spiritually, this echo is reminder. You can carry calm with you even when the waves are far away. Tonight, let the ocean echo be your lullaby. Imagine the break far in the distance, softened by dark air. Let your heartbeat join it, steady and safe. Let your breathing be the tide that rocks you. The room is your quiet shore now. Rest quietly until sleep takes you like a gentle current. Sometimes the bravest story at Nazaré is not the biggest ride, but the quiet decision to stop. When fatigue sets in, when timing slips, when the body feels heavy, wise surfers step out of the water, even if the swell is still firing. It matters because survival is a long devotion, not a single moment, and the sea will always be there again. Spiritually, stopping is not quitting. It is honoring the vessel that carries your soul. Tonight, honor your own vessel. Let yourself stop thinking, stop planning, stop replaying. The world can wait beyond the dunes. Here you are allowed to be still. Feel the bed beneath you like firm sand. Feel the blanket like warm tide. Exhale and step out of effort. Rest comes softly. In the aftermath of a heavy wipeout, the mind often wants to rush back into control, but the body asks for gentleness. At Nazaré, a surfer pulled from foam may sit on the sled with head bowed, breathing slowly, letting adrenaline drain like water through fingers. Teammates speak softly, offering calm words and warmth, because recovery is fragile. It matters because healing happens when pressure lifts, not when it increases. Spiritually, gentleness is the healing language of the ocean. Wash, then settle, surge, then smooth. Tonight, let your nervous system settle. Lengthen your exhale, relax your forehead. Feel the quiet in the room deepen. You are not required to be strong right now. You are required only to receive. Let sleep be the tender hand on your shoulder, guiding you down into peace. Nazaré's cliffside watchers often describe the sea as alive, like a breathing creature, and in a way, it is. The swell rises, falls, pauses, returns, an ancient rhythm older than worry. Surfers learn to respect that living rhythm, to enter at the right time and exit before the ocean shifts. It matters because listening keeps you safe. The sea punishes arrogance but rewards attention. Spiritually, the living ocean mirrors your own breath, steady, ancient, faithful. Tonight, listen to your breathing as if it were a sacred tide. Let it guide you away from the jagged rocks of anxious thought. Inhale like a slow swell. Exhale like foam sliding back. The rhythm knows the way home. Follow it into sleep. A title earned in Nazaré often comes after many unseen mornings, training in cold water, practicing rescue drills, studying swells in quiet notebooks. The glory is public, but the devotion is private. It matters because endurance is built in secret. The ocean rewards those who return again and again with humility. Spiritually, this is the truth of faith. The quiet repetitions shape the heart more than the loud moments ever will. Tonight, your quiet repetition is breath. Each inhale is a return. Each exhale is a release. You are practicing devotion to rest, and that rest will strengthen you. Let the night be your training ground for peace. Let your thoughts fade like footprints in wet sand. Drift and sleep. When the wave finally eases, the coastline feels like it exhales too. Nazaré's roaring inside softens, and the channel becomes smoother, reflecting moon glow like a dark mirror. Surfers paddle in, tired and grateful, while the lighthouse keeps blinking as if to say, you made it. It matters because every ending is a return to shore, and returning is sacred. Spiritually, shore is home. Warmth, stillness, safety after the moving mountains. Tonight, you are already at shore. The bed holds you. The room is quiet. Let your mind come in from the cold water of thought. Hang your worries like a wetsuit on a hook, dripping away. Breathe and feel the softness of being home. Rest quietly. The ocean never promises certainty, only presence and learning. This makes surfers wise. At Nazaré, forecasts can shift, winds can change, and the canyon swell can arrive bigger or smaller than expected. Teams adapt with humility, never assuming the sea will behave. It matters because certainty is not guaranteed in life either. What carries you is the ability to remain steady inside change. Spiritually, presence is the anchor. Being here, breathing here, trusting here. Tonight, you don't need certainty about tomorrow. You only need this moment, a quiet room, a soft surface beneath you, air moving gently through your lungs. Let that be enough. Let your mind stop reaching ahead. The horizon is dark, and it can stay dark. You are safe in the present. Rest softly. Sometimes the sea teaches through near misses, moments where danger brushes close, then passes. At Nazaré, a surfer might barely outrun a closing section, or a ski might thread through foam just in time. The difference measured in heartbeats. Afterwards, hands shake, eyes widen, and then calm returns, like the ocean offering a second chance. It matters because near misses awaken gratitude. They remind you life is not owed, it is received. Spiritually, a second chance is grace, unearned, unexpected, tender. Tonight, if you have been given chances in your life, let gratitude rise quietly. Let it warm your chest like a small fire on the beach. You don't need to repay it tonight. You only need to rest inside it. Breathe and feel the night holding you like gentle tide. The sound of seabirds over Nazaré can be strangely comforting, even on the wildest day. Gulls glide above detonations, calling out as if the sea were ordinary, reminding everyone that nature holds many rhythms at once. Fierce water below, calm wings above. It matters because perspective softens panic. The world is larger than the moment that scares you. Spiritually, those birds are like quiet messengers. Lift your gaze, widen your breath, remember the horizon. Tonight, lift your inner gaze. See your worries from higher up, smaller, less absolute. Let your breath spread wide like wings. The ocean below can roar, but you can float above it in calm attention. Sleep approaches like a soft glide. Let yourself be carried. There is a particular kind of peace that comes from admitting you are not in control of the sea. At Nazaré, surfers prepare, train, coordinate, but they do not command the swell. They can only choose how to meet it, with respect, with patience, with teamwork, with readiness to retreat. It matters because surrender saves lives. Fighting the ocean's will is how people get hurt. Spiritually, surrender is not despair. It is trust that you are held by something larger. Tonight, surrender control of the night. You don't have to steer yourself into sleep. Sleep will come like tide, guided by the moon. Your job is to soften and receive. Exhale and feel your body sink into safety. The world turns without your effort. Rest. After the biggest day, even the strongest surfers feel quiet, as if their souls have been rinsed in deep water. Nazaré's power leaves no room for small pride. It turns people inward toward gratitude and simplicity. They remember faces of teammates, the steadiness of rescue hands, the miracle of clean exits, the mercy of breath. It matters because awe rearranges what you value. Spiritually, awe is a cleansing wave, washing away what is petty, leaving only what is true. Tonight, let awe cleanse you too, but gently. Think of the vast ocean under moonlight, the long travel of swells, the faithful blink of a lighthouse. Let that vastness make your worries feel lighter. Breathe, drift, sleep is near and peace is already here. Even in Nazaré's drama, there are quiet workers who make survival possible. Lifeguards, spotters, drivers, medics, moving with calm devotion. They arrive early, check equipment, study channels, and stand ready without needing applause. It matters because unseen service keeps the visible story from becoming tragedy. Spiritually, these quiet guardians are like grace in human form, steady, humble, attentive. Tonight, remember the quiet helpers in your own life, even small ones. Someone who listened, someone who showed up, someone who kept going. Let gratitude rise like soft tide. And if you have been that helper for others, let yourself rest now. Even guardians need sleep. Lay down your watch for tonight. The lighthouse will keep blinking. Breathe and drift into peace. The ocean's surface can look like hammered silver under moonlight, and that beauty can calm a trembling heart. At Nazaré, after the sets pass, the channel reflects the sky, dark and smooth, while foam on the inside glows faintly like distant stars. Surfers float there, feeling their boards rise and fall, a gentle rocking that steadies the nervous system. It matters because the body learns calm through sensation, through rhythm, light and softness. Spiritually, moonlit water is mercy, quiet illumination that doesn't demand anything. Tonight, imagine your thoughts like that water, dark, reflective, calm. Let the moon of your awareness rest lightly on them. No need to stir, no need to dive, just float. Let your breath rock you. Inhale, lift, exhale, settle. Sleep will come as naturally as tide. A surfer's relationship with fear changes over time. Fear becomes a guide, not a jailer. At Nazaré, veterans still feel fear, but they translate it into better choices. More patience, safer lines, clearer communication, earlier exits. It matters because fear is energy. When used wisely, it protects instead of paralyzing. Spiritually, fear can be a bell that calls you back to trust. Trust in breath, trust in timing, trust in help. Tonight, if fear hums in your chest, listen to it without obeying it. Thank it for trying to protect you. Then let it step aside as you return to your deeper teacher, the slow oceanic rhythm of breathing. The night is wide. The channel is calm. Rest gently. Sometimes the most sacred part of a Nazaré story is the moment afterward, when someone says, "I thought I was gone," and someone else answers, "You're here." On heavy days, survivors sit on the beach wrapped in towels, eyes distant, hands shaking, and then slowly they come back into themselves, sip by sip, breath by breath. It matters because survival is not only physical, it is the soul finding home, again after being scattered. Spiritually, that return is restoration, mercy gathering you back from the foam. Tonight, let restoration happen in small measures. Let the bed gather your body. Let the dark gather your thoughts. Let your breathing gather your spirit. You are here. You are safe. You are held. Drift into sleep. The ocean does not remember your mistakes the way you do. It simply keeps moving. At Nazaré, a fall is met with another set, another tide, another chance to wait and choose better. Surfers learn to release shame quickly, because holding it costs breath and attention. It matters because learning requires mercy, toward yourself, toward others, toward the moment. Spiritually, the sea's motion is forgiveness, not forgetting, but not clinging. Tonight, forgive yourself for anything unfinished. Let it slide back like foam retreating down sand. It matters because what we remember shapes us. Not only the fear, but the care. Not only the power, but the mercy. Spiritually, gratitude is the gentle rope that ties your heart to peace. Tonight, tie that rope now. Thank your body for carrying you. Thank your breath for returning. Thank the night for covering you. Let your mind become quiet as smooth channel water. Sleep is already leaning close. When the story is complete, the ocean remains, vast, faithful, and still inviting. Nazaré will keep sending swells across the canyon, and surfers will keep arriving with humility, teamwork, and awe, learning again that survival is devotion, not conquest. It matters because the sea mirrors life. Waves rise, wipeouts come, rescues happen, and still the horizon stays wide with promise. Spiritually, the horizon is hope, reminding you there is always more grace beyond what you can see. Tonight, you have sat beyond the break, in the quiet council of deep water. You have met the wave's bright face, and you have honored it with humility. If tonight's journey brought peace to your spirit, remember to like this video, subscribe, and share what great surf survival story you love to dream through next. And when you're ready, click the video on your screen to subscribe and continue your journey along the waves, steady, patient, and true. For now, let the room darken like deep sea. Let your breath slow like a tide turning. Let your thoughts become foam dissolving on shore. You are safe. You are held. Good night.